Hi, in this tutorial I will show you how to develop Android login and registration functionalities with PHP and MySQL. I have explained everything step by step with a simple and secure way of implementation. Let's build professional looking login and registration form and implement the functionalities in code. We will be using XAMPP local connection for this demonstration. By the end of this video, you will be able to build this. So let's get started. Open XAMPP control panel. Make sure Apache and MySQL is running. Open your favorite browser and type localhost/php myadmin. Create a new database. Create a table. Provide the column names along with data type. The first column should be primary key and auto increment. Open your favorite PHP code editor. I am using brackets. Create a folder in htdocs and save the file in it. Create 4 variables to store server-related information. Create a new MySQL object to establish connection from PHP to MySQL. If there is a problem connecting to the MySQL database, we will print an error message and stop execution of the script. Next, create the script for login. Check if email and password are set. Include the required files. Call validate, pass form data as parameter and store the return value. Create the SQL query string. Execute the query. If number of rows returned is greater than 0, we will print success, otherwise failure. Create a PHP script that will contain our validate function. Strip unnecessary characters, for example extra space, tab, new line from the user input. Remove backslashes. Convert special characters to HTML entities, thus preventing attackers from exploiting the code. Return clean data. Next, create the script for registration. Check whether all data that are coming from Android are set. If true, include the required files. Call validate, pass form data as parameter and store the return value. Create the SQL query string. We will use MD5 function for data security. It calculates and returns the MD5 hash of a string. Execute the query. Print success on a successful execution, otherwise failure. Oops, I forgot to call the validate method. Next, open Android Studio and click Start a new Android Studio project. Click Next. Write the project name. I am going to save on my desktop. For language, select Java. Click Finish. Now wait for Android Studio to configure and build your empty project. Go to activity_main.xml. First, I am going to change this layout to linear layout. Delete this line. Change the gravity to center. Change the orientation. Give some padding and change the background color. Next, go to Design tab, drag and drop to edit text, one button and a text view and change some attribute values. Declare to edit text for email and password. Declare two string variables for storing email and password from edit text. Store the URL. Set the email and password to empty string. Create the handles for edit texts. Inside login method, get the user input from edit texts. If both the fields are not empty, we will send a post request using Volley. Include Volley Library in dependencies. Synchronize the project. We will instantiate a string request object, which is a type of HTTP request where the response is parsed as string. If the response text is success, we will create an intent object and launch success activity with that intent. If the response text is failure, we will show a toast message. Create an error listener to handle errors appropriately. For a post request to add form parameters or values, the getParams method needs to be overridden and a map should be returned. In the map, we need to put our parameters. Instantiate the request queue. Add the request to the request queue. Once you add the request, it moves through the pipeline, gets serviced, and has its raw response parsed and delivered. If both the fields are empty, we will show a toast message. Register method, we will create an intent object, start register activity with that intent object and finish the current activity. Next, create the XML layout for success activity. Create the success activity class. Next, create the XML layout file for registration. Next, create the register activity class. Declare the view object references. Store the URL. Declare string variables to store value from edit texts. Get the handles in onCreate. Initialize the string variables with empty string. Set the content view for register. Click Save, press Alt Enter and create the method. Write onClick attribute for the second text view. In Save method, get the edit text values and store them in strings. If password and re-entered password mismatch, show a toast message. If none of the fields are empty, we will send a post request using Volley. I am going to copy and paste some code from main activity. If response is success, we will set the text of the TB status text view to successfully registered and set the clickable property of btn register to false. If response is failure, we will show an error message. Put the name parameter. In login method, send back the user to main activity. I am going to copy the network security config file in res folder. Give the necessary permissions in manifests. Refer the network security config file from application tag. Add the activity tag for 2 activities. Use the right link in register.java. And in main activity. Run the application to check the output. Thanks for watching. If you find this tutorial useful, please like and share the video and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this.